Hi everyone, it's me, Sailor Moon, Serena here. And it's me, Sailor Mercury, Sailor Quicksilver, Amy here. And today we're going to talk about how we became friends. Now, it all started out, this would have been in between 92 YL, in the Deep World, where I was already Sailor Moon for almost a whole year. Well, not a whole year, but we don't really know how long time went by. And I first met Amy, Sailor Mercury, Sailor Quicksilver, also known as Amy Anderson in the Deke world, but in the Pioneer world, being known to Amy Mizuto. And it was in a show called Computer School Blues, or Reckoner Learn Blues, where where Jadeite, or Jedite, as he was in Deke's world, was working the Reckoner to take folks' might from them, and had a fiend play as a teacher of this Reckoner learn. Now, at first, me and Luna made a mistake of thinking that Amy had to. First, we meet Amy, but I didn't know her very well, and everybody started making up things about her due to her, leaving Brighton Learn and coming to Round Streets, Learn. That there had to have been something wrong with that. But right away, I befriended her when I was coming home from Learn. Yeah, Luna landed on me. And then I got to talking to Serena, and then she told me about all the cool steads that there was at Round Street. I asked her about if there was a book house, and asked her about, how learning went. And then we ended up going to the game middle, where I ended up getting a really high reckoning on a Sailor V game, which I never played any kind of film games before. But being good with a reckoner, it gave me the skills to be good at a film game. But I left, I left. Yeah, and then you left your little disc, and then Luna and us went to a reckoner and put it in. It talked about, giving might to the Dark Kingdom. So then so then Serena and Luna made a mistake thinking that I was working for the Dark Kingdom, but I was not. It shifts out the teacher, who I thought was the teacher, was a fiend, and she was taking folks' might from the reckoner. You know, And then I seeked out that I was Sailor Mercury, Sailor Quicksilver, and then I helped Sailor Moon beat that fiend. And then that's how we became friends after that, you know. And our friendship really did, prolong through all the 5 followings of Sailor Moon. I can't think of any time where I haven't why I can think of many times where me and Serena's friendship has shown itself, mostly even in a follow-up called Time Bomb or Time Blow Up, when Jedi started making everything go fast. You know. You know what? Yeah, and I know we ended up beating that fiend too. Amy, Sailor Mercury, Sailor Quicksilver, I always knew that I saw something good in you. I could look past you being highly wise, which that was one of God's gifts, but I knew there was more to you. And I knew that, everybody made fun of you in the beginning, put you down because you left Brighton. But once I got to know you, you were really good, you know. And your goal to want to be a healer one day, or you are a healer like your mother was, you know, was was real truly good. Even though there that one time started going to see all the shops, and I showed you the toy shop, and I showed you, the games, and then you told me that you didn't go to many shops, and then I showed you a bookshop, and then about I got funny books, and you said, well, you should get some books that help your mind learn. Yeah, that led us to the timer shop, where Jedi had one of his fiends that was playing as a saleswoman. Yeah, that was true. That's all true. And I just want to say, Amy, that I'm sorry for, you know, for all the things that me and Molly and everyone else said when you first showed up at Crossroads like 30 or 31 or 32 years ago. And like I told you, Serena, Sailor Moon, it's all forgiven. It's water underneath the bridge. You know, we became good friends. I met even other good friends over my years. We met Ray, we met Lita and Mina, we met Rini, we met Darian, we met Amara, Michelle, and Trista and Taru. We met Ethan, Dustin, Jordan, and Julian. We met Chibi Chibi and Galaxia. We even met Ernest. So yeah. But a lot of folks out there, never back Emerald, when Emerald did the spell and made everyone think that everyone who went to the Albert Einstein School for the Gifted had shifted against me, but it was really a spell. And they made everybody think that I was cheating, and that's how I got the high rating on my learn work and also my homework as well. And how one of the fiends made me think that my friends had shifted on me. But then God and Jesus showed me that my friendship with you folks could not be so smoothly besmirched. Yeah, I do know that day. That was also another day that a lot of folks started to shame you and guilt you for something you didn't do. Like there was a spell on everyone, you know, and it made Kevin and Malvin and James, who mostly onlooked you and liked to, go to learning outings with you, shift against you. But at the end of the day, it was a spell, and the cheating never truly happened, you know. And there we go that one time when you were feeling down and thought that learning and being a healer was the only thing you thought you were. And you went swimming, and then you had your swimming stretch with Michelle. And then that was when the heart snatchers thought your heart was the heart they needed. And they made this fiend out of the pool, or out of pool water, or whatever it was. Like, yeah, I know that day too. And then I learned to love myself. And I learned that learning and working hard and wanting to be, a healer was a dream, and it wasn't only a goal. And then I learned not to be so hard on myself, because there were other good things about myself as well. So you did bring that one up, you know. But anyway, we became good friends all those years, And how about that time that I wrote words to a song, and then I met the songwriter, and I felt that I wouldn't have the right to look at the words, because his whole life was making songs. And then we got stuck in a reckoner, and then I learned that I should love then God and Jesus told me I should love myself, and that I should, not be hard on myself, because I worked so hard to come up with words to a song that I liked so much. Yeah, in the end of the day, the songwriter and his girlfriend really did like the words you wrote for the song, and he said that you must really truly cared about the song and not the right words for it, you know. But anyway, getting way out ahead of talking about all the sagas about, about me being in a bind, but really it talks about our friendship, because I was always there to help Amy out every time she felt down and bring Amy up. And yeah, Serena, I was there all the time to help you when you were down and bring you up all the time, Serena. And God knows there were many times over those 32 years, soon I guess 33 years, All right, give this film a like, share and playlist it, and we'll see you later.